My whole training philosophy and theory is based on over-exaggeration and putting what you lose in your run back together in your slow work. Basically, putting your good run back together in your slow work. If you've watched some of my other drills, you'll notice that I do have a lot of bend in my horses when I am doing my slow work, and I get asked a lot why I do that. If you watch runs of my horses, you will see that they do have some bend, but not nearly as much as I work on in my slow work. And that's because I believe that you lose a little bit of everything in your run. You're going to lose a little bit of your rate, you're going to lose a little bit of your pocket, you're going to lose a little bit of your bend, and you're going to lose a little bit of your finish. That's why I over-exaggerate everything in my slow work so that you find that happy medium in your run. So Fly needed a little bit of a tune-up and putting that good run back together. So this is what it looks like when I am working a horse through the pattern, putting that good run back together. Ideally, I like to do 3 passes through the pattern, 1 time trotting with my 2 circles, 1 time loping with my 2 circles, and 1 time just putting the final circle on the barrels. This particular time I had to do 2 lope throughs at the end because I wasn't exactly happy with how she hit her points when I took the bigger circle out. So what I'm doing is I am doing 1 even perfect circle around the whole barrel first. I like to always do this so that they are thinking about turning and finishing the turn and listening to me and not thinking about just going, turning and getting out and getting sloppy. And then I come in for my second circle and I like to again have that exaggerated bend. I make a bigger pocket. I go deeper into the barrel. I always put my finish in the same spot because I want them to be thinking about finishing in the exact same spot every time. And then I always make sure to over finish the barrel, and then I like to pick up the rib cage and the shoulder and move it in the opposite direction into a counter arc, because that is going to give you that good strong finish on your barrel and get them driving out in the exact spot that you want them to. So now on the second time around, I'm really focusing on making sure that she is hitting all her points: pocket, deeper, finish, and then coming around and finishing the barrel and moving on. The first time that I went through, she was kind of trying to rush through the pattern and wasn't hitting her points, so that's what we had to go through again. And I was much happier with how she went through this time, so that's where we end it for our lope through. And then I go ahead and walk her through the pattern, and again I make sure that she is hitting all her points even at a walk. I don't want to get lazy at a walk and let her kind of do whatever. I'm making sure that she is picking up her rib cage, has that bend in her body. She is hitting her pocket, going by the barrel, hitting that finish, and then over-exaggerate the finish of the barrel right there. Move her rib cage and shoulders over and get her ready to go to the next one. And I do that on all the barrels. I like to put the finish, or the square as I call it, on the back side of the barrel in the same position all the time. And that spot is where I want them to transfer their weight onto their hind end and bring their front end around and drive out of the barrel. So I want to make sure that that square is setting them up to come straight out of that barrel and head directly to the pocket of their next barrel. And that is what a tune-up on the barrels looks like with me.